Hey, what's up, everybody? Every Thursday, I will be throwing it back. Pause. I know that sounds a little cliche, but no, pause on the pause moment. But yeah, every Thursday, I'll be doing Throwback Thursdays from previous videos that I shot when I was first shooting My Mom Mondays and how even them videos got me inspired. So while y'all at it, like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget, follow that Instagram page. And I hope y'all enjoy the video.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Kimlin Sykes doing another segment of My Mom Mondays. And as y'all can see, again, I'm wearing green for the mental health awareness month. So that's all I just want to basically just talk about is another topic that is relating to mental health awareness month. And the topic that I actually want to talk about is seeing a therapist. Like, now I know a lot of y'all are saying like, man, like, what is mental health awareness month have to do with seeing a therapist? It has everything to do with seeing a therapist, because a therapist is someone that's professionally licensed to address certain mental health issues that you have. They have done rigorous studies. They have done enough clinical knowledge about what's going on in the mind, and they have an understanding. And that's my opinion. That's like I said this before in segments of My Mom Mondays, and y'all notice that I've said like, why would you go to someone that's not a professional or does not have no knowledge about what's going on with you, with your mental health or the mind? You don't go to you don't go to a chef for a car problem. You don't go to a you don't go to a you don't go to your parents if you haven't you don't go to your parents if you haven't, your own personal issues. You go to someone else. You use your resources, or you use professionals that that are capable of handling your situations. So when we say that I don't want to feel crazy, I don't think it's necessarily feeling crazy. I think it's actually the opposite. I think it's actually feeling human and understanding that we all have some issues that we're going through. And a therapist is that person there to help you address those issues. And so that's address one of the questions. Also, like, I know some people saying like, man, like, it's not affordable, and I'm pretty sure like there is some therapists that's on the high end cost, but maybe like the thing of it is, and I should have did this myself, was just research it, like research the cost, research, you know, like what are the opportunities, or what are the just what are the chances of you being able to go see a therapist, or like financially. Because like I know, like, if any of my followers or any people watching this that actually work at the shipyard, I know we have this thing called like a hero program or something like that, where we're able to get a certain amount of free sessions for a certain amount of period of time, which I have used to the best of my abilities, and I have continuously used, just because like you're able to being able to afford something that helps you out is like the most important thing. And also, like, even like if we're not able to get those free sessions, the therapist is pretty much affordable. So like I know, like I said, on my end of the stick at working in the shipyard, that is one perk that I could really say that's important. But like I said, like, let's search it. I mean, like, we search everything else. We see how like we can find things with a lower end prices. Why we can't search for a lower end, or that's a middle ground, not too expensive therapist? I'm pretty sure there's some out there. And then another question that we probably want to ask, like, how do I know this therapist is not a good fit? Now, I'll just tell y'all like this: my therapist is an older white male. He's not young whatsoever. But that what kind of makes me accepting of like him, because instead of me having someone that knows exactly how it feels to be a black male, that knows what it feels like to have parents that's just barely making ends meet and just living life paycheck to paycheck, dollar by dollar, I'm able to talk to someone who hasn't had those issues, who's, I'm pretty sure his family or his parents at a certain period of time was pretty well off, or he didn't have to struggle, because he's actually not even from this area. He's from a whole nother state that's on the West Coast. So I'm pretty sure, like, in some of his issues in his life, he didn't have to deal with the same issues that I had to deal with. So like I feel like that makes me more comfortable, because when he gives me advice, he gives me advice off of like what he knows, or like, or just like stuff he don't have an understanding about. But typically, it is some of the best advice that I've gotten, and like now that I've applied it to my life, it has gotten me through a lot better situations. I got a lot of better outcomes just because of the advice he has given me, or like just telling me how to address certain issues. And like I said, like like my therapist, he's an older white male. Some of y'all might not feel comfortable talking to an older white male. Maybe you feel comfortable talking to someone of your race, or you might be feel comfortable talking to someone of your gender. Like mine is an older white male. But I will say this: I do love talking to this. This is just a little sidetrack, but I do love sharing emotions sometimes with females because y'all do get the best out of a male. But maybe you feel comfortable talking to someone of the same gender, or maybe you feel comfortable talking to someone of opposite gender, or like I just said, everybody has their different opinions, like or different views how they feel comfortable talking to someone about their feelings. But like I've read in this book, like just continue to search for a therapist. If one doesn't work out, does not mean that all therapists are bad. It just means that therapist doesn't work out for what you had going on with you. And just like I said, there's y'all like, it's nothing wrong with going to see a therapist. I know like the biggest stigma out there is I don't want to feel like I'm being called crazy. We all like, my thing of it is about that just that saying, I don't want to feel like I'm being deemed crazy or anything. Like I don't get that saying, because if somebody tells me I have a problem with myself, or if someone tells you have a problem with yourself, how are you going to address that issue the right way? Because if you have a broken leg, you're not going to just walk on your broken leg. You're going to have to go get the right type of treatment. Or if you have a broken foot, you have a broken arm, you got to go get treatment. If you have asthma, you have to go get treatment for that. So why are we not going to get treatment for the one thing that controls our complete day-to-day operations? Our mind. Like I could live my life without an arm. I could live my life without a leg. I could live my life with almost all my body parts. But I can't live my life without a mind. I can't live my life without having a brain. So how come we're not working on addressing that one issue? Like if we have mental problems, like, it's nothing wrong with saying you have depression. There's nothing wrong with saying you have anxiety. There's nothing wrong with saying you're schizophrenic. It's just the issue is we're not addressing those issues. And particularly, like I said, a lot in the African American community, we try to use things as a coping mechanism for our mental issues. And I'm not gonna go into that because it's some things that might stub over a few people's feet. But I'm just saying in general, like what like if we have these issues with our mind, why why not address them instead of just shoving them underneath the rug? Because like it or not, there's someone out there that's probably dealing with so many issues and having addressed not one of them. And I guarantee you, their life is a living hell right now. Whereas someone who goes sees a therapist and is working on their issues and working on their mind, they don't have to deal with so much stress. They don't have to deal with that unnecessarily energy that's around them. Because now they understand, or they've gotten someone to diagnose them with something, or gave them skills or sound advice to where they know how to handle their issues. And that's all I just really want to say is, y'all, that like going to see a therapist is not a bad thing. Like if you have any questions, like please just ask me questions about like just like what has going to a therapist has done to me. I know like one of my favorite podcasters or radio analysis or whatever you want to call them, Charlamagne the God always say go see a therapist. He go see one every week. I roughly go see mine about roughly every 2 weeks. Sometimes it be 3, depending on what we have scheduled. But sometimes like when I'm having a bad week, I know like I look forward to the therapy sessions. So like if you just have the time, and just like people want to say I don't have the time, everybody got an hour in a day, because a therapy session don't last no more than an hour unless you have something completely off the wall to go through. So I don't want to hear people say I don't have the time. You do have the time because we have an hour in our day to do something. Everybody has an hour. Everybody has an hour in their week that's to make time to do something for themselves. And if it's true, I mean, if it's outside behaviors, then that's your problem. But like I said, y'all, it's like let's go see a therapist. Like this is Mental Health Awareness Month, so let's make an effort of addressing our mentals. Going to see a therapist, praying, meditating, doing things you love to do, setting goals for yourself, having a routine, and just being around loved ones and appreciating them for who they are instead of for who they not, and just appreciating yourself for who you are instead of who you're not. And like I said, just continue working on your mental health, y'all. This is important. This is like not just because I'm saying it's Mental Health Awareness Month, because every day is Mental Health Awareness Day. So I'm just encouraging everybody. Go see a therapist, work on your mental health, and better yourself and better your mind. And with that being said, y'all, this is Kimberlin Sykes doing another segment of My Mind Mondays.